Hello. All right. So we are talking about setting up for the Microsoft Word Associate Test. Microsoft Word last updated in 2019. And at the end of this series of modules, we're going to be taking a test to get certification in Microsoft Word. The entire course is broken down into 5 modules, and each module has lessons, and each lesson has topics. I'm going to be making videos on every lesson. Some are going to be a little bit longer than others, just according to what they provide us. And I'm going to share my screen with you so that we can go through the introduction. All right, let me go ahead and hit from the beginning of my slideshow. And I'm going to go ahead and change my display settings so it's going to be easier for you to see. All right. Microsoft Word. So Microsoft Word is the predominant software used to create documents. You're a little bit familiar with it. Maybe you had a class in 6th grade that gave you a little bit of Word knowledge, but this is going to be a little bit more in depth, and it's going to cover the entire scope of the Microsoft Word and what it can do. I know in business, every business uses Microsoft Word. It's just the go-to to create contracts or to even organize some websites, to send official correspondence. And so if you plan on entering the business world, knowing about Microsoft Word is not only necessary, it is mandatory. If you don't plan on entering the business world and you plan on maybe, I don't know, starting your own business, learning Microsoft Word is going to give you the tools for you to create documents on your own without hiring somebody else. At the very least, you'll do better in college because you understand Microsoft Word and you'll be able to turn in your papers better. There's really no disadvantage to learning Microsoft Word. And it's going to be some real world stuff that you're going to be able to take with you and make that work for you. All right. So now that we kind of introduced it, let's look at Microsoft Word in action. This is just a short video provided by Microsoft, and it just shows you some things that Microsoft Word can do. I'd like you to watch it closely to see if you can do any of this stuff. All right, just a short little video. You saw some font moves, you saw inserting some pictures, you saw some tables, you saw some graphics. So those are just very basic Word actions that you can take. You will learn how to do everything in that video by the end of this course. Student expectations. All right, so I haven't spoke very long. The video is going to be very short. I mean, I haven't been speaking maybe but about 3 minutes right now. I would like you to push pause and actually consider what you hope to get out of this course. Like, what do you think your slice of the pie is going to be? What do you think you're going to experience? How do you think we're going to actually teach you how to use Word? What type of system is going to be in place to make that happen? You're more than welcome to hit pause and consider that. And I'll see you when you push play. Microsoft Windows, again, like I said, if you're just a student and you're a game developer, he didn't think he would be where he would without certifications. Certification is what you're going to receive at the end of this experience. You're going to be able to take a test, and if you make a certain percentage, you're going to be certified in Microsoft Word. Even if you're an entrepreneur or if you are moving into the business world or whatever your future is going to be, you're going to have a piece of paper with your name on it that says you are a certified Microsoft Word engineer. I don't think it's actually engineer, but you're certified in Microsoft Word. So what that means is it's just going to give you a leg up on anyone else. If your GPA is the same as someone else and your ACT scores are the same as someone else, and you have the certification and they don't, then that means you get the job instead of them. That means you get the scholarship instead of them. Or you know what you're doing, so you don't have to hire somebody else to do the work. So it's a great thing. I'm actually certified in all of the Microsoft Office properties, and it's been very beneficial in my life to have that on my resume. And so I can always reference that. So an employer knows that when they hire me, they don't have to teach me any of this stuff. I'm already one leg up on other employees. The overview. So it's going to improve personal productivity. Again, that's that whole entrepreneur thing. You'll be able to create and work with Word documents and all the tools that go along with it. You will be able to have some website design. That's actually not in this slide, but that is something that is in Microsoft Word, is some website design. And if you are interested in website design and you're interested in moving forward with internet or social media or anything like that, this is going to give you that leg up to kind of move forward in that direction. And at the bottom of the page here, you see that we could do modules, lessons, and topics. I said that earlier, but we have 5 modules. Each one has a varying amount of lessons, and topics are just inside lessons. That's just how we're going to organize this. Modules, lessons, and topics. So this is going to be course overview. While I'm here, let me go ahead and bring up, you have a student guide that is a course overview as well. It should be provided by your teacher. Mine is in Schoology. We can email that to you if you need. But make sure you get your hands on that overview, and just, you don't even have to like read it like word for word, just kind of scan over it so that you know what to expect. So you can kind of lay that foundation so we can start building this castle of Word accreditation. You're going to have the ability to modify and display options in the Word interface. You'll be able to edit the document so it looks the way that you want it to, kind of like the video. You'll be able to insert and modify objects. You'll be able to do tables and lists and manage references and finalize documents. So you are going to be fully suited to do everything that Microsoft Word does. While we walk down this path of Microsoft Office certification, we're going to be role-playing like we are an intern for Munson's Pickles and Preserves Farm. It is a fictitious farm that has over 50 employees, and they are expanding into worldwide markets, and they need some marketing materials made in Word. So we're going to be saying Munson's Pickles a lot. You're going to be creating flyers, you're going to be creating employee rosters, you're going to be creating newsletters, you'll be able to create contracts, all on behalf of Munson's. It kind of just gives us something to talk about. So that way, instead of just sitting here and, I say, learn, click here and click here, now we can say, hey, we're working on this flyer. So you're going to click here and open up this pickle, and then you're going to put a shape on it or color on it, and then it's all going to work around this one scenario of agribusiness. And there's more information in that student packet that I referenced earlier. Warm-up and wrap-ups of each lesson are kind of like our bell work. So the warm-ups are just going to be some quick questions that I didn't know all the answers to when I did it. And then the wrap-ups are questions at the end, kind of like our exit tickets, that kind of reinforce that. So the test not only has some documents you have to create in order to pass the test, but it also has some multiple choice questions, and those are covered in the warm-ups and wrap-ups. So you need to pay special attention to those as well. Learning activities. So each lesson has some learning activities. We'll be doing that kind of like together, just kind of going over the learning activities. And then we're really going to focus on this second part right here. And the second part is the triads. So I think it's easier to learn by doing. And so I'll introduce the subject with the learning activities, and we'll kind of merge in and say, all right, we're going to talk about this, and this is where it's going to be, and kind of map out our road. And then the try-its are when we actually walk down that road and we actually put the documents together. I'll be doing it on this video. You'll be doing it on your computer, and we'll all work together so that you learn how to actually do it. Some try-its I will leave to you. That doesn't come till later in the course, but definitely for the entire first module, we'll be doing all the try-its together. Cornerstones are kind of like tests. So at the end of each module, there's a cornerstone. And the cornerstone is that time where you do it on your own. So like I said, every module has lessons. So we'll be doing each lesson, which has all the material you'll need. Each module also has a student guide. That student guide is kind of like your book. So if cornerstones are tests, every cornerstone is an open book test that you will learn how to search and find, and you can actually type, Format Painter and put it into Word, and then it will look it up on that student guide, and it will tell you, hey, click here to do the Format Painter. You go up here and hit the paintbrush. A paintbrush is going to appear. You scan the next document, and it will change the way that document is formatted. So the cornerstones are open book tests. You're going to have 5 of those before you get to the very end. And when you get to the very end, you have a capstone project. It's the final learning activity. It's that last time, again, you'll do this one on your own. You will have a fulfilling, personally created, meaningful project for the pickle farm that lets you really create and use your new skills to create documents for that farm. This is very close to what the test is going to look like. And so how you perform here will really kind of tell us if you're ready to take that test or not. So there are some multimedia. We just watched a video. There's support.office.com. If you really want to dive deep, or if you really are confused, I would just use the student manual, but you can also use support.office.com for videos and articles on how to perform certain tasks. Course organization. All right. So this is how we organize it. We're in the course orientation right now. I've mentioned the student guides. You have one for the orientation, then you have one per each model. It's kind of like your book. You have a capstone student guide, which kind of leads you through how to do that last project. And then you have the capstone rubric. That's how we grade it. And then the learning activity resources, which we do in every lesson. Saving files. Okay, let's go ahead and set up our OneDrive and our folder management. All right, so I'm going to hit escape. We're going to go to our email. So in order to go to your email, you go to Laverne High School. You're going to go to employee email. And while this pulls up, let me go ahead and mention this. See how I have all these cool things right here? All these cool things come because I bookmarked this page. You need to go ahead and bookmark your Laverne High School right now. So if you're in Laverne High School, go ahead and hit this star on the bar. When you click it, it says Laverne High Bookmarks bar, hit done. What that's going to do is that's going to put Laverne High School right here. So when you open up a new web browser, I have my bookmarks right here where I can get to them. So it's going to put Laverne High School right there, and it'll be easier. It'll save you some time. And really, that's what we're talking about. Is we're talking about saving time and doing things more efficiently. Back to my email. All right, so I'm going to hit this waffle in the upper left-hand side, and I'm going to hit OneDrive. This is OneDrive for Business. I'm going to get my files. And you might not have any folders yet, but you need to go ahead and create one right now. So let's create it together. Click on New. I hit the little caret right next to New. I'm going to create a new folder. The folder we're going to create is Microsoft Word Imagine. Maybe if I could spell. Microsoft Word Imagine. And I'm going to put O-R-I-E-N-T, orientation. Because I have a lot of Microsoft Word stuff and I don't want to get mine confused. You can put your teacher's name, Microsoft Word, imagine hyphen, whatever your teacher's name is. And that way, when you go to your OneDrive, all of our documents are going to be in here. I'm going to hit create. It's going to hit in alphabetical order, and you're going to have this cool little spiky thing right there because that item is new. Open that folder you just made, and we're going to go ahead and make other folders. New folder, and we're going to call this one Student Guides. This is where you're going to keep all your textbook material. You're going to have student guide for M1, M2, M3, M4, and M5. Save all those here so that you're not confused, and so you'll be able to reference those whenever you want. All right. Now, in my particular class, we study Word and Excel and PowerPoint and other things. So my students are going to have Word, Excel, and PowerPoint and other things in this file. You're just going to be focusing on Word. So you don't need anything else other than student guides. We'll add more folders later. Going back to my email. All right, let's go ahead and set up our email signatures really fast. So if you're in Outlook, you can go ahead and go to the sprocket up here in the upper right-hand side. When it says search Outlook settings, type in the word sign, S-I-G-N. That's going to bring up email signature. Tip on that. All right, new signature. All right, let's go to my Outlook web signature. All right, go ahead and change this file right here to whatever you want to change it to. And then go down here where it says for new messages, make sure it has that same name. So if you do yo, and then you go down here, make sure this says yo, make sure this says yo. All right, I'm just going to work off yo real fast. Go ahead and put your name. And you are at Vergne High School. I like Vergne High, they know it's a school. You are going to be class of whatever you are, 2020 something. So whatever you are, class of. And then down here, I'd like you to put some kind of quote or some kind of picture or something so you can do some time and research and see what you want to have. I'm going to do, I'll put Nike's quote. All right, you can put any quote that you want, and you can take a little bit of time to do that, but go ahead and fix that email signature and make sure that this line, and this line are all the same thing, and then hit save. Just so I don't mess up mine, I'm going to go back to my Outlook web signature and put mine back in. That way, anytime I send an email, people know it's from me. And so in my world, I work as a CTE teacher. I'm a DECA sponsor. I'm a Tennessee Achievement mentor, and I'm an occupational licensed new teacher training facilitator for the state of Tennessee. So I only send emails from this email address that correspond with one of those 4 titles. Anything else I use my personal email for. So having that division between your personal email and your private email is very important moving forward. Now, you need to go ahead and create you a personal Gmail account. That's just going to be beneficial for you. Make sure that your name is appropriate. Usually some combination of your name and sometimes a number. Don't do like Big Daddy or anything like that. Make sure that it is business appropriate for your Gmail account. And that's an account that you're going to take with you when you leave the school. When you get your Microsoft certification, you're going to save that document to that email. So it's going to travel with you. You're going to lose this email when you graduate. And so I don't want you to lose your Microsoft credentials when you leave. So go ahead and create that and send some information there as we continue on with the course. All right, when we complete an assignment, all assignments are emailed. So your teachers will tell you what email they want you to send the document to, but let me go ahead and walk you through that process. You want to go ahead and go to Mail, So we did new mail, and it brings up this. There's my signature again. You're going to email it to whatever your teacher's name is. I'm going to email it to myself. I'm going to pretend like I just completed M2L1. So that is Module 2, Lesson 1. I'm going to put in the subject line so that way it's easier for your teacher to see what you're turning in and they know what to look for. We're going to attach. Attach is down here. It looks like a paper clip. There's also a paper clip up here. Both of them work. So I'm going to go ahead and hit this, which is attach. I'm going to go to my OneDrive, which is where we're going to save all of our stuff. I'm going to go to my files, and I'm going to go to, let's see, computer apps second. I'm going to go to my Word folder. Like I said, we did more than just Word. We've already set up some of our other folders. We'll do that later. M2. Oops, let's go back. All right, so the M1 L2 was right here. This is what we worked on. We went over in class, and so I said, hey, save it as this, and then you're going to put this in the subject line in class, and I'll do that in the videos. But I know it's a monthly newsletter starter. I do not want to share. Now, the reason why we share is because we are in a business class. And if you share a link with someone, they can alter it and they can change it the way that they want. We want to turn in an attachment. So I'm going to hit this little caret down. I'm going to hit attach. Because if this was a contract, we want a contract to be solid and send it to them the way that we sent it to them. And then we can check our sent items, which is up here. When we hit go, go ahead and hit go. Here's the email coming in right here. So now as your teacher's gonna be able to click here and then check this and make sure that you did it right. And that's going to put a grade in the grade book that you were able to complete whatever assignment it was. So there's that. I'm going to exit out. And then for you personally, you can look at your sent items and you can go here and you can see, oh, there's what I attached. Now, the reason why we want to do that for contracts is we're going to have a copy of that contract when we send it to somebody else. If we share it, they can alter the document. And we want to have documentation that, hey, we said that we would pay you $80,000. They can't edit it and say $100,000 and then try to negotiate you that way. If you want to negotiate, that's fine, but you need that accountability on how the contract moves back and forth as you go. So that's how you're going to turn in documents. Let's go back to the PowerPoint. All right. So we did expectations. We did all this cool stuff right here. We did saving files. We did our signature. We did subject line. I told you about attach. There's the outline, 5 modules, and then the final. And then there's this guy. So this is the Microsoft Office mapping tool. Anytime you see this, you know it's going to be on the test. So pay special attention whenever that little doodad comes up. I'm going to show you really fast the course orientation. This is what you're going to receive. It's going to be course orientation for the Microsoft Word Associate, and it's pretty lengthy. But you can scan this for the rest of the class and make sure that you understand it. I will be talking to you a lot via these videos. And so I look forward to getting you through this. I think it is a great opportunity. And I really hope that you get everything out of it that you can. So until next time.